Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your monthly reading for June 2025. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. Scorpio, if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then I break it down week by week, and I pull more cards, and I go over a little bit more aspects. And then, of course, a second spread. But we're here. Scorpio, we're here. I love you, Scorpio. I love you so much. Listen, I want you to celebrate. This is the luckiest month of the entire year. And I am going to walk you through why. But I want you to know we're here. We deserve this. It's amazing. Because listen, I told you last week, think about this year. Think about January until about like May, mid-May. But for you, you can go all the way back. If you want to, go all the way back to September. Okay? What happened? This year we had back-to-back retrogrades. We had double retrogrades. We had eclipses. We had the changing of the nodes. We had a lot happen. Even Jupiter, the planet of luck, good fortune, expansion, was retrograde the first 2 months of this year. Didn't even leave shadow until May 1st. And so, do you see how this is like night and day from January until this moment, until mid-May? Mid-May, things really started. Wheels were put in motion. So, all of that heavy energy, intense energies, all that fog is lifted now. And what's happening here mid-May, that was a ramp up to June. Not only the luckiest month, I mean, this is like buckle up. It's a life-changing month. Like, get some popcorn. This is a launch pad to your new era. And I told you in your annual forecast, your 2025 forecast, Scorpio, I told you you are going to experience things that you never have in your lifetime, nor will you ever again. This is it. We're here. You know why? Because it's not just Jupiter moving into Cancer. You know that. Pluto, your modern ruler, freshly new in Aquarius, the first time in 250 years. You're feeling that, okay? And then in the past few weeks, we had Saturn and Neptune move into Aries together. They're there together now, the first time in 320 years. And of course, Jupiter, the planet of luck, optimism, belief, wisdom, faith, all of that, right? We'll talk about it. Moving into Cancer, where it's exalted. That's what makes the difference. Jupiter does its best in Cancer for all signs, okay? But no, that's not it. There's more. So this month, obviously, the sun is changing signs. We're going to move into Cancer season. The moon changes signs all the time. It's going to be in your sign. We're going to talk about that. Mercury is changing signs this month. Venus is changing signs this month. Mars is changing signs this month. That's your traditional ruler. What is going on? So you throw in Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. That's all planets changing signs. Okay? This is big. This is a big month. There's a lot of planets here bearing gifts for you. And I'll talk about that, okay? And by the way, the only planet that's missing is Uranus. But guess what's happening the first week of July? Uranus is changing signs. 84 years, right? First time moving into Gemini. That's going to completely transform your life. This is huge. This is huge. All right. So that would be the fourth of the four outer planets. So you see this concentrated period of time that just happens to be overlapping in June. Big. All right. So this year, 2025, I talked about it. Look at your annual forecast if you haven't. We're going through a year that nobody on Earth has experience. And so get ready for a huge fun ride in June. It's going to be gangbusters, okay? Throw in the fact that we got 4 of the luckiest aspects that only happen once a year that all happen to fall in June with a Jupiter-ruled full moon. What? And as you know, at this point, the new moon at the end of the month, one of the best of the year, it's the last new super moon. What? And that's conjuncting Jupiter. When's the last time you saw that, Scorpio? I mean, that's rare. That's super rare. And you have been going through, listen, the last few weeks, speaking of Jupiter, you had Jupiter sextile in Chiron. You had Jupiter with the nodes the nodes of fate, your destiny, your mission statement. All of that has brought you to this moment. That's why I say mid-May. Wow, things have been happening. So just remember, Scorpio, life is a miracle, right? You're going to see that ever so clearly this month. When I see what's going on for you this month, oh yeah. Oh, just buckle up. You're going to be so excited. Jupiter is front and center, by the way. And of course, I'm going to walk you through everything. And yes, it is the luckiest month. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be lucky months, okay? This is just bonkers, right? And then also, because it is the luckiest month, it doesn't mean there's going to be challenging aspects. And we'll go through those too, all right? So I want you to know that June is your magic carpet ride. All right. The universe is going to provide the magic for you. You got to bring your carpet. You got to make your carpet. All right. So keep that in mind. This is going to be a big month. And I'm only going to go over the highlights of June because there's over 30 major aspects. That's how bonkers it is. I did a June astrology overview live stream where I talk a lot about what's happening in June that I'm not going to talk about here because we just don't have time. Unless you want a 14-hour reading, which you don't. But just check that out, all right? Because, again, and a lot of the things I talk about in the June astrology overview, I'll leave it at the end of this video or in the description box. I will not talk about in your weekly forecast either because there's just so much happening. So major things. And one of the things, I'll just let you know right now, okay? Because I love you, Scorpio. One of the things that's happening is that, yeah, Jupiter's moving into Cancer, right? Where it does its best, June 9th. But what does that mean before that? Well, Jupiter's still in Gemini up until that point, and therefore Jupiter will be at that 29-degree point. So remember how I said Jupiter leaves you gifts, parting gifts when it changes signs? There you go. And we'll talk about this. That's your 8th house. You saw your last week's reading, all that money, all those pentacles. We'll talk about this, okay? So anyway, just know everything. June is sweet, okay? Sweet as butter. The sweet butter. All right? The other thing is, one thing I'm going to point out for you, one last thing that I'm not going to talk about here, but because this really affects you. June 1st, remember, we have that rare triple conjunction with Venus, Chiron, and Eris. Yeah? Check out the June astrology overview. There's some stuff happening for you. Okay? Now, also, please pay attention to what I say the first week of June. Okay? Because remember, and I said this in my live stream, I'm going to see my family next week. I get to see my family after working 60, 70, 80 hours a week all year long. So I get a little break. So I will be skipping the first week of June. Okay, but then I'll resume when I'm back, right? So just pay attention because a lot is happening the first week and I will go through them, all right? And don't forget to read for your rising and your moon. That everything will just make sense when you do that, okay? So here's the thing. The first week of June is loaded with Gemini energy. What does that mean for you, Scorpio? Well, first, you got the Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Sedna, Hygeia. Yeah, so much energy. So, will you be communicating? Yeah. Will you be having a lot going on up here? Yeah. Big ideas, thinking, processing, curiosity, curious to try new things. Oh, yeah, 1000%. Where does that energy fall into? Well, that's your 8th house. Okay. So, that is your house. You rule the 8th house. The 8th house is death and rebirth. It's transformation. It's regeneration. There's a new you emerging. 8th house is also partnerships, deep, like love, okay? And we're talking business partners too, if you're here for that. And money, shared resources, okay? Assets as well. So this is like investments, inheritance, bonuses, commissions, royalties, joint bank accounts, things like that, loans, things like that. There's emphasis there, okay? Especially the first week. And you've already been going through it. Remember, the last 2 weeks of May, right? So this is enormous because Jupiter is bearing gifts. Big time, all right? You're going to also have in your 5th house. Jupiter natively rules your 5th and your 2nd. So what does that mean? It amplifies that money energy. And we're not even done. There's more money stuff in this month that we'll talk about. Let's just go ahead. Wednesday, June 4th. Venus sextile Jupiter. This is one of the best days of the year. This is the two benefic planets, Venus and Jupiter, at 29 degrees. Remember, that's the anaretic degree. I talked about this. It's a critical degree. This is when they're leaving you apart. This is your graduation. There's this big moment here for you. Give it a few days before, a few days after. Sextiles are also windows of opportunity. This is Venus, the planet of love, money, creativity, beauty, with the planet of expansion and profit and luck. You're good already. You're good already. All right. A lot of things that bring you pleasure and joy, and there's romance here, and there's creativity. You got the two houses of sex activated as well. You know what Venus is. But why is this a big deal? Because not on the whiteboard, Mercury is sextiling Mars too. What? You got the four inner planets, the personal planets. You got Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter all in this auspicious aspect at the same time. What did I say? Mars is your ruler. You got career stuff here in a big way as well. Some of y'all got to get some big career things here, work stuff. So these planets are rolling out the red carpet for you, Scorpio. You got to use this. Put your energy toward it. This is Mercury sextile Mars. That's you. That's you feeling driven. You got this drive. You want this big change. There's something here with communication, money, everything that I mentioned earlier, your 8th house, partnerships. Anyway, just hours later, Venus leaving that 29 degree point into the 0 degree point in Taurus. So now you got Venus in Taurus all month long. Venus rules Taurus. This is comfort. This is your physical world. This is material possessions, money. Venus is money. This is creativity as well. If you're not here for money, this is love. This is self-worth, self-value, things that you value. And Venus in Taurus, Taurus is your opposite sign. This is your partnerships and relationships activated. What did I say? All month long. And 7th house is also contracts and agreements and legal matters. You got Juno in the mix. And then you also have, when I see what's happening for you, Jupiter moving into Cancer for an entire year in your 9th house. We'll talk about that. There's an element of like the courts and legal matters there too. There's something big brewing for you. Jupiter expanding something really nice. But let me just tell you this. Why is this such a big deal with Venus in its home sign? Venus rules Taurus and Libra, by the way, right? But why is this such a big deal? Because, yeah, big emphasis on partnerships, relationships, one-on-one connections, okay, as well. So it can be work-related, love-related. It can be your, agent, your wedding planner. It can just one-on-one connections, right? But all month long, you got the two benefic planets, right? Venus in its domicile, Jupiter and its exaltation all month. I mean, you can't make this up. I hope you're getting excited. You got some big things happening here. And this is the other thing, you have new people coming into your life. If they haven't already, in mid-May, you got new people coming into your life big time this month, okay? Now, and yeah, I said partnerships, relationships, going to be a really big thing for you, but travel's going to be a big thing. Maybe you're going to meet people from like foreign cultures, foreign lands. There's publishing, we'll talk about Sunday, June 8th, Mercury conjuncts Jupiter. There you go. All right. I want you to throw a fist in the air. Do it right now. This is amazing. You know what? It only happens once a year. This is rare. And this is Mercury conjunct Jupiter at 29 degrees, leaving you that parting gift. In Gemini, your 8th house here. Okay? You know Mercury also rules your 11th. So there's something here with someone else involved, other people involved. 11th house is your network, your benefactors, allies, things like that, but also your future hopes, wishes, and long-term goals and dreams. There's something big here that if you're not signing, you're signing something, all right? Or making some agreement. It's you got to see what's going on for you. I'm so excited for you. This is good news. Mercury conjunct Jupiter. That's bringing good news, business deals, launching new businesses. This is luck, good fortune, expansion, optimism. Like I said, with deals and contracts, even marriage. So much happening here. Okay? So this is really great. And there's something culminating here for you to move into this new area of your life, right? With this 29-degree point, there is an element of learning. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all, maybe go back to school this year, learn something new. Maybe you're becoming a teacher. Maybe you're becoming a mentor, some sort of something big. Yeah. End of a cycle, new one, right? Mercury and Jupiter, they're related. They both rule the mind, right? Mercury's the physical mind. Jupiter's the higher mind, the big picture. That's what it is, okay? This is you seeing the big picture for yourself too. Leaning into your greater good. I love this for you. And then just hours after, Mercury then moves into Cancer. What? This is absolutely amazing for you being a water sign like Cancer. Mercury, like I said, the mind, Cancer, the heart. All right? Also the subconscious, right? The moon's the ruler for Cancer. So a lot of that, it can be like emotionally moving, like poetry, emotion, things like that. Yeah. So for the next 2 weeks with Mercury and Cancer, just merge the two, the mind and the heart. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. That flow state. Okay. Now, with that said, Scorpio, I hope you're sitting down for this. Remember, there are some challenging aspects. It's not on the whiteboard, but on that same day, Mercury will square Neptune and Saturn, and Pluto will square Venus. So you got Venus square Pluto. You got 3 squares here. What does this mean? This is gonna be a little bit of a squeeze. Yeah. All you have to do is be mindful. Also, you got to about the way that you communicate. Okay, that's all it is, right? You got this in your 6th house, so possibly something with colleagues, employees, or doctors or vets. Just be mindful with the way that you're speaking and communicating or even thinking, because when you throw in Venus square Pluto here, Pluto being your modern ruler, like I said, Venus in your opposite sign, Taurus, set partnerships and relationships, there could be something there too. All right. This is when you want too much power, too much control. This is when relationships will be tested, because there's elements of jealousy and possession that could come up around this time on this day. It may not be you. It could be someone else, right? Especially, I told you, even if you're just watching for your sun sign, if you're a Scorpio, right? Not a Scorpio rising, but just a Scorpio, I've told you this. Sometimes your sun sign isn't about you. It's about your relationship with someone else or someone in your life. Okay? So keep that in mind. Why? Please mark down this date, because the moon will be in your sign. And if you're a subscriber, you know I talked about this, and you're a Scorpio. You already know about this. When the moon is in Scorpio, there's a little bit of intensity. Remember, you rule that 8th house, right? Pluto's your ruler. Pluto, the underworld. There's that darkness. Pluto's so far out there, it don't get no sunlight. So with that said, you could feel emotionally, heightened around this time. And the moon will conjunct Juno. As you know, as I've told you, Juno is now in your sign. Juno, who's linked to Libra. All right. So what does that even mean? It means Juno, who's all about Juno, by the way, is Jupiter's wife. This is why this is such a big deal. This is why asteroids, planetoids, which we talk about in the second spread, they're just as important as the planets. And you're going to see a lot more people bringing asteroids, planets. That's just because they're impactful. Anyway, Juno is all about truth, justice, right? In partnerships, in relationships, that balance of power, right? So, and contracts and legal matters. And so you will feel that, and you've got to use, Juno's here to help you, right? So you got to use that. All about balance, all about compromise, okay? And don't let anyone take your power. I tell you that all the time. And you definitely don't want to do this on this day where you have this amazing conjunction with Mercury and Jupiter. All right, so vibrate at that high frequency. Everything is made of energy. I tell you this all the time. Why? Especially to this day, the moon's in your sign. All right, now look at what's happening the next day on Monday, June 9th. This is a big day. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer the first time since June 2013 to June 2014. Think about what happened in your life around that time. This is big, all right? But again, what's going to happen here is going to be very different with all those outer planets that already changed signs, right? But anyway, you got Jupiter, Jove, king of the gods, as I said last week, bringing luck, good fortune, wisdom, blessings, that promise of abundance. This is big, okay? Why is this such a big deal for you? Let me just tell you right now, Scorpio, you're about to have one of the best years ever, okay? Jupiter exalted in Cancer. Again, remember, this is a 12-year cycle. So it's been 12 years. You won't have this again for another 12 years. You have this until June 2026. Jupiter in Cancer, that is your ninth house, all right? Ninth house is spirituality. It is your belief system. It is higher mind. It is your philosophies. It's your perspective. It's also travel that I mentioned, long distance travel, foreign cultures, foreign lands, education, learning. So everything I said earlier really relates to you, especially if you're a Scorpio rising, but every Scorpio feels this. The ninth house is also publishing, broadcasting. You working on that book, you starting a podcast. Well, you got the most luck that out of all the signs in that area that you've had in 12 years. Think about 12 years ago. There wasn't that much like YouTube stuff or podcasts. That's why I'm saying 12 years ago, things were so different. So the reason why this is such a big deal is because Jupiter not only exalted in Cancer, Cancer ruling your ninth house, Jupiter natively rules the ninth house. So Jupiter's at home in his favorite neighborhood. Just for you, Scorpio, no one else. This is insane. Remember, Jupiter natively rules the ninth house. And Jupiter also rules Pisces and Sagittarius, right? But domicile, Jupiter exalts in Cancer is up here. And so that's your fifth house and also your second house. So all year, yeah, money is a thing. Jupiter bringing that expansion, luck, and also true love and creativity and creative projects, family and children. That's a big deal. Jupiter expanded. A lot of y'all having kids. This is a big deal for you, okay? And making money. So you got to use this energy, right? You got to use this. The main takeaway, by the way, with Jupiter and Cancer, Jupiter is optimism and growth and expansion through your life experiences. To have that appreciation and that gratitude, all in the name of becoming wiser. So this is all about vibrating at that high frequency, okay? Jupiter wants the best for you. Now, Jupiter in Cancer, just in general, remember, the moon rules Cancer. And so in general, you will 1000% have a lot of emphasis on home, on family, on real estate, parents, children, all of that, significant, all of that, things at home, your domestic sector, homeland, ancestry. Yeah, it goes that deep. Yeah. Your foundations, but also your emotions and intuition, your role as a parent, your parental role, you're a mother, right? That's that Cancerian energy, okay? So, or your maternal side. Anyway, the biggest thing of all, the biggest takeaway, this is emotional growth and higher purpose. Doubly so for you because Jupiter is in its home in your ninth house. But then again, you throw in the second house, which also, by the way, if you're not here for money, second house is self-worth and self-value. So do you see when I say emotional growth, all this confidence through your experiences? This is big, all right? And you are going to have a lot of home and family stuff happening anyway with the fact that you have Pluto and Aquarius in your fourth house, that's what it represents. So you see the overlap there? You got like a triple overlap. That mama bear energy, that's how, Jupiter and Cancer, security, nurturing, all of that. So you're on your karmic journey, and everything that happened for you, 2024 to 2025, when Jupiter was in Gemini, whoa, you learned a lot, right? That's the mind. right? Jupiter and Gemini, the mind, communication, all of that, everything, travel, new experiences, new things that you brought into your life or recently brought into your life as well. Remember, you create your reality. Life is what you make it. So use this, all right? Everything that you learned the past year, now you're applying it into this next cycle. You got, wow, Jupiter is the greater benefic. Think about that. The benefic, benefactor, beneficiary. Like, this is good, all right? At the end of the day, Jupiter is faith, belief, optimism, higher purpose. You're going to feel this. And remember, Jupiter, sure, is in Cancer all year, and that's amazing. But remember, Jupiter has aspects with the other planets and other signs. So you feel it in throughout the year, other areas of your life. Now, Jupiter in Cancer with Saturn and Neptune and Ceres, by the way, in Aries. That is a lot of cardinal energy. So what does that mean? That's you stepping up. Cardinal energy is leadership. Yeah. And that's for everybody, by the way. All right. Starting new things. All right. This is really, really big. But again, for you, this is definitely a lot of you just becoming role model, parental figure, things like that. That's happening for you. CEO, big things, right? You got Saturn, Neptune in your 6th house of work and things like that. So you're going to be like, it's like, let it be known. That's your vibe for the year. All right. I'm the leader. And a lot of y'all are going to become doctors or, something in healthcare. I wouldn't be surprised with that 6th house energy, or a vet, or like, pets is a big thing here. Now, especially so when I say that stepping up leadership energy, especially in June, because you got Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune all at that 0 to 1 degree point in June, the point of new beginnings. So buckle up. You're loving this. All these changes that are happening for you, wow, you're going to love this. And Jupiter, this is the big kicker here. Scorpio, you're going to feel this. I gotta give you a little bit more time here. You, out of all the signs, yes, I'm looking at you, Scorpio. Jupiter is going to work for you right away. Okay. Because what did I just say earlier? Think about January to March. No, think about November. Think about September. Think about last September till about March, April, mid-May. Yeah. When you remember Mars, your ruling planet, was in Cancer, the sign that Mars has no power, right? And then Mars went retrograde too in Cancer. So from last fall until about March, Mars didn't have any energy to do anything for you. Sure, of course, yeah, there were things that happened, but it brought a lot of delays. It brought a lot of, heightened sensitivity for you. Cancer is the crab. The pinchers do come out. You are the scorpion, right? You're the scorpion, right? Mars is your ruler. That's why I'm harping on this. And so you had Mars in Cancer in your 9th house for so long. And there were some things that you just couldn't, there were delays and all that. Okay. And Mars just wasn't happy and was, So Mars is gone. Mars is out of Cancer. Jupiter is now here in Cancer. Okay. So Jupiter's in that area of your chart and is looking around and be like, oh, Mars didn't do nothing for you. Let me bring all the blessings now. Let me bring you all that luck. Let me bring you the things Mars couldn't bring you. You're going to feel that right away. And again, this is your 9th house. Yeah, it's your 9th house, but Mars is your ruler. So it's a lot about you too. This is big. This is a big month for you. Now, June 10th, Mars, your ruler, by the way, still in Leo at this point. A lot of career stuff for you, by the way. Remember that, okay? A lot of career stuff happening. That's your 10th house. Fame, as well as just how you want to be recognized, your reputation. But anyway, June 10th, Mars will trine Chiron. So this is your career house and your work house. I talk about this more in in the June astrology overview, but just know this is happening. Okay, this is happening. And so you will have something here about healing old wounds when it comes to work, career, things like that. Anyway, June 11th, full moon in Sagittarius. Big. This is huge. A lot of you are changing jobs, careers, different things happening or making adjustments. This is a Jupiter rules full moon. This is one of the best full moons of the year. This is self-belief and faith and wisdom and optimism. I call this the full moon of epiphanies. You're going to have huge ones, all right? Especially big shifts in your perspective. That's what this full moon is. It's Jupiter ruled. What did I say all about the big picture? And this is a full moon. It's turning points, it's endings, but also just something big illuminated. This is all about your life purpose, that big picture energy. So let things illuminate and focus on your chi and your prana, your, meditation, all of that. Connect with the ether. You're going to feel this. This is in your second house. This is big. All right. So again, there's something here with money, finances, the way that you're seeing it, your role as well. Second house is, remember, self-worth, self-value. There's a lid being peeled here. This is when you say, I'm worth more than this salary. I deserve more. I earn more. I need this. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is for you. This is for you. And it can play out in so many different ways. Every Scorpio is different, but just know emphasis is here on money, salary, income. Remember, Venus is in Taurus, right? The finance sign all month. Venus is money. So you still have that here. So money is going to be a big focus for you this month, but also your self-worth, self-value, confidence, things in your material world. Just know there is going to be some adjustments here, okay? Because this full moon is bonkers. Jupiter, I said, rules this full moon. Jupiter will be conjuncting Mercury. Mercury will be sextiling Venus. You see what's happening here for you? This is amazing. This is one of the best full moons for you too. For you. Okay? Think about the seeds that you planted December 1st, by the way. All right? This is corresponding to that new moon. Now, remember I've been, this is a pivotal full moon, but remember I've been telling you for months, out with the old, in with the new. All right? Why? Now we get to the 15th. All right? So I did say there's some challenging aspects. This is your first real test by Saturn. Remember, Saturn is karma, life lessons, okay? Practice patience. I've been telling you for months. Now, this day can be a little bit challenging. This Sunday. Happy Father's Day. June 15th, you've got Mars, your ruler, squaring Uranus and Taurus, your opposite sign. Therefore, and remember, Mars is still trining Chiron. Therefore, these are two fixed signs. Mars and Leo, Uranus and Taurus, you're a fixed sign. Who's going to feel this the most? The fixed signs. Mars is your ruler. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. A lot of y'all, it will be partnerships and relationships where you'll feel tested, okay? A lot of y'all, it's going to be career. That's just how it works. You got your 10th house activated. You have your 6th house activated. So it could be partnership, career related, profession related. But Mars is like a laser. You know that. Mars is your ruler, right? Uranus, modern ruler. Uranus is the great awakener. So Uranus is like lightning, a bolt of lightning. So what's happening this day? Revelations, okay? The unexpected, surprises, and rebellious energy, and revolution. We're talking about Uranus. So there can be some surprising things that happen around this time with partnerships, relationships, legal matters, as well as something with career and work, communication as well for you, and something in the home sector, home, family, real estate. All right. Now, I always say this, use these aspects. Don't let them use you. You can use this. Oh, it's exciting. It's thrilling. When you use this, when you feel that drive, that Mars, that passion, and Scorpios are so passionate, Uranus is saying, shake things up. So Uranus, which has been with your North Node, that's big. All right. Remember, Uranus had the Cazimi. Uranus had those conjunctions. You've been feeling this shakeup energy with Uranus that natively rules your fourth house, right? That home sector, but, Uranus being in Taurus, the last month, right? And partnerships and relationships, one-on-one connections, marriage, legal matters, all of that, right? So there's something here you have to shake up. That's all it is. Uranus is breakthroughs. This is for you to have a personal breakthrough. Uranus is freedom. Free yourself. Yeah. Here's the thing. Mars square Uranus is like the Tower card. Yeah. But if you use this, if you shake things up, you have your breakthrough. There you go. The Star. Okay. The card that comes after the Tower. Because remember, again, a lot of Aquarian energy happening here, but also you got Uranus, which is attributed to also the Fool. So there's some new thing that can happen for you in a way that is amazing, because Mars square Uranus, that's fleeting, right? The bigger picture here is Uranus trining Pluto. All year I have talked about this. When Uranus moves into Gemini next month, and you're going to feel Uranus trine Pluto a lot more, okay? When we get to July. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is this deep level of partnerships. And again, it can be career, business partners, if that's what you want, but there's money here. This is your 8th house with your 4th house of home. But the fact that Pluto is your modern ruler, this is just you. And so do you see how excited I am for you? You just got to shake something here. It's got to just maybe even just seeing something in a new way, having that light bulb moment. All right. Because Mars and Uranus are saying, wake up now, wakey, wakey, right? We're at 29 degrees here. Do you want your gift? You got to take this opportunity and just change things up. Okay. Or adapting to changes that may happen. All right. But seeing it as, okay, that needed to happen. Now, how do I adapt? Now, Jupiter square Saturn, we've talked about this. We've gone through this twice, August and December, okay? Look at those monthly forecasts. If you want more information, I talk about this in detail in the June astrology overview as well. So not going to spend too much time here. This is just, Jupiter expands, Saturn restricts. How will you work with that energy? All right. Again, it's very, very likely something with career and work. All right. Now, the other thing is, Jupiter square Neptune. That's a whole other thing. Okay. So there we go. Remember, with Jupiter square Saturn, Saturn's now in Aries. What did I say? Wax on, wax off. Practice patience. You got to be patient with something here. Now, Jupiter square Neptune, that's a whole other thing. But you throw that all together. Remember those lower frequencies of Neptune in Aries? And with a square like this, that would be illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage. So B, Jupiter square Neptune, which is actually happening on the 18th, but you just listen. You're going to feel this days before, days after, weeks, maybe a week before, a week after. It depends on how you work with the energy, right? So the thing with Jupiter square Neptune, something will test your belief system, okay? And your faith. Remember, you got a lot of Jupiters in Cancer now. That is self-belief. That is faith. That is wisdom. That's why I've said it 3 or 4 times, because I want that to be the big takeaway. Trust your intuition. That's Cancerian energy. And you're Scorpio. You're one of the most intuitive signs. I say it all the time. Every single person on this planet has intuition. What makes the difference is connecting with it. Listening to your inner voice, your gut instincts, right? That's what this is. All right. So that's that. Anyway, believe in yourself. Anyway, so, and remember, I said, when you vibrate at the when you're at a 10, when you're vibrating at that high frequency of gratitude and love and, joy and compassion, you being your authentic self, you won't even feel this. All right. And if you do, you're like, that's it. So now, Tuesday, March 17th, you got Mars, your ruler, moving into Virgo. If there's anything that I have to tell you, Scorpio, is that buckle up AF. Yeah. Mars in Leo, very different vibe from Mars in Virgo. Mars in Virgo is more practical. It's more grounded. So it brings, remember, there's a lot of fire and air happening right now, right? So Mars in Virgo kind of brings a little bit of that grounded energy where you will have focus on health and work and service to others. your daily activities, okay? But when your ruling planet, which is now in Virgo for 2 months, okay? Virgo rules your 11th house. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. 11th house is your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. So you have so much energy with Mars now. You can create whatever. You create your reality. I tell you that all the time. This is amazing for you. And remember how I said you're going to be really social this month and you're going to be networking, and there you go. That's your 11th house. 11th house is your network. It's your friendships, it's your groups, communities, benefactors, allies, things like that. You're good already. You're good already. All right. So, and again, I talk more about this in the, by the way, it's not on the whiteboard. Mercury will move into Leo, by the way, at the end of the month. And I want you to make a mental note of this. We'll talk about it when we get to the weekly forecast. When Mars leaves Leo, that's your 10th house of career and fame, right? But that's that when Mars leaves, that story isn't over because Mercury isn't going to hop in there. And then Mercury's going to be there not only the end of June, not only all of July, but all of August too, because Mercury will go retrograde at the end of July. All right. So you have a lot still happening in your 10th house of career and fame and your reputation and honors and achievements. Okay. So now, I don't know. Should I? Okay. So next, and again, there's a lot of other things I'm skipping here. We'll talk about your weekly forecast, but there's some things in the June astrology overview that mark it in your calendar. Friday, June 20th, we move into Cancer season. Happy summer. Happy summer. Happy winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. We're here. This is the solstice. Obviously, this is a big deal. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast, but for the next 4 weeks, well, you see, we got a stellium. You have Mercury, Jupiter, and the sun all in Cancer, right? Amplifying that energy. This is big. Again, emotional growth, your higher purpose, shift in perspective, all of that. And then Sunday, June 22nd, listen, you got Mars sextile Jupiter. This is your ruling planet with Jupiter. Mars and Virgo at this point, your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. Remember, this is a big deal. It's a big deal. A lot of work stuff here, a lot of career stuff here, but in general, there's this whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Your everyday activities, okay? If you're not here for a career. Mars sextile Jupiter. It's rare. We don't even get it in 2026. The next time it happens is September 2027. So this is a big charge up, which we'll talk about in your weekly forecast, but look at what it's charging up to. Tuesday, June 24th, and Wednesday, June 25th. So the 24th, you have the sun conjunct Jupiter that happens once a year, okay? This is the luckiest day of the year. This is the sun and Jupiter, all right? Now, this is a Jupiter Cazimi. This is big. This is big. It's in Cancer, again, your 9th house. So there's something here where you are just growing in this huge way. There's something developing here. So for a lot of y'all, remember, you have different birth charts. You're all going to feel it different ways, right? Some of y'all are going to feel something right away. On this day, you're going to be, here's your gift, all right? Here's your blessings. Some of y'all are going to feel it days before. Some of you are going to feel it days after. Or some of y'all are going to feel it subtly, right? And then you see things starting to emerge days later or a week later, things like that, right? It's just a seed being planted. It's a conjunction. It's really powerful. Just know things are brewing for you, especially, I mean, it's all about success here. So especially things that you've already been working on and just new things happening for you as well. But that night, well, the next day, Wednesday, June 24th, 25th, you got the new moon in Cancer. And that's at 6:30 a.m. So for wherever you live, it could be you're basically, it's all happening at the same time. Tuesday and Wednesday, that's all happening pretty much at the same time. All right. So you have the sun, moon, and Jupiter conjuncting this new moon in Cancer, one of the best. I mean, with the Jupiter Cazimi, this is just another big cycle. The new moon setting up a new cycle. So plant seeds, set intentions. Again, a lot here happening with uh, joy, pleasure, your belief system, the education, travel, publishing, broadcasting. You've got things happening here with money and family and children and love. You've got a lot happening because what else is happening on the 25th is Mercury sextile Uranus, right? Those breakthroughs and those unexpected good news that comes out of nowhere. You got the Sun sextile Mars. Remember, Mars is in your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and long-term goals and dreams in your network. You've got, not on the whiteboard, Mercury trining Saturn and Neptune as well. And remember, Mercury's moved into Leo at this point in your 10th house of fame. Scorpio, what a month for you. I'm excited for you. Let's get started, Scorpio. Let's do it. All right. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for June 2025. Scorpio, let me do a little. Okay. So Scorpio, how are y'all doing? I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a month like this. And if we need to pull clarifiers, that we will. Secondly, Scorpio, I love y'all. Y'all, this is gonna be a month of epic proportion. All right, so not just like every sign is gonna get a thing. You're gonna, yeah. There you go. All right, let's just get started. All right, Scorpio. So you're clearly really good here. There's something that you may have been working on. I really would pay attention to what I just said about like Mars being, in Cancer, retrograde in Cancer for so long. You're a ruling planet. Now you're going to see happen, right? Especially with money, things that you've invested your time, energy into. But wow, you're moving into a new place in your life. Let's get started. Queen of Wands. You're already getting what you want. You already started things. This is Queen of Wands. She is a businesswoman. She is when Romeo and Michelle put on the business suits. But more than that, she's very charismatic. People gravitate toward her. This is someone who's mastered the law of attraction, right? You see the little black cat. You see the pyramids in the back. Cats were worshipped back in those. This is someone who's got a lot of power, all right? You see the sunflower in her hand, in her thrones as well. She's got the powers of the sun too. So optimism. This is opportunities. This is everything. Everything. The power to attract. You can attract whatever you want. You're already in that role. You're moving into this month feeling that. Feeling charismatic. I said you're going to be meeting people. You're going to be feeling that passion. This is all about passions. Wands. It's a lot of career energy here too. Profession. Things like that. Some of y'all are starting like side things too. Like side gigs and projects. And yeah, bringing things to life. But this is just saying you can have whatever you want. There you go. You got to have that confidence, though. That's Queen of Wands, okay? A lot of confidence. And she's Aries, all right? So remember, you've already got Saturn and Neptune in Aries. What did I say that earlier? That's that leadership. She's a big leader here. So you're good. Attract what you deserve, all right? Especially in work stuff. But again, Wands are just your passions and what you want. A lot of creative energy. 7 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. There's something here. Remember, everything that you didn't find growth in, Jupiter is now bringing it. So you can even see him looking back at his harvest. Okay, he's leaning on his hoe here. And he's just like, right? So for a lot of y'all, it's like, okay, great. I got to a point where this thing that I've been investing my time and energy and blood, sweat, tears, heart, and soul into, it's good. Everything's working out now. I can, maybe even focus on other things too. But for some of y'all, what did I say? That full moon in Sagittarius is going to be really big for you. Okay. June 8th is going to be big for you with the full moon in your sun, with those squares. You've got this new everything. This is a big month for you. So for a lot of y'all, it's another thing. It's where you are saying, okay, everything that I want to work out. Remember, Pentacles, money, wealth. We have careers to make money, right? It's also, I said, investments, inheritance, all that's like a big thing for you this month too. Secondly, it's Pentacles. It's your physical world. Material possessions. What I say about Venus moving into Taurus. That's what that is, but that's what this is too. Okay? So it can be a relationship. It can be this business that you want to start, whatever it is. There's this pause you're taking, right? Higher purpose. Just take that pause, okay? But there's a sense of everything's just, it's like this refresh. That's nice here. You have the Five of Cups. This is your card. This card is attributed to Mars and Scorpio. It's in your challenge area. So, two things here, okay? The first thing, there's something here. There is going to be this pivot based on what you decide with another person, okay? It could be you leaving a job to start your own company. Your favorite, colleague, your BFF at work is like, you know, it could be something with love. It can be, this is all up to you. But Pentacles, again, your physical world and money. Now, the other thing is, this is, again, when you take that pause, you're going to have moments come up. And so there can be something here where when you're in touch with your intuition, your higher purpose, there's no more looking back. You have gone through so many months where you're like, this, like, why is this not? Do you know what I mean? Like, you see, even they're both looking back. Yeah? You see that. Okay? It's all about moving forward. But there's something here this month. When you have that moment, it clears that energy. You move out of that Five of Cups energy. That's amazing. Yeah, the Seven of Wands. Okay? And cups are just emotions and feelings. And yes, love and relationships too. All right? You even see the two cups behind him. So no more looking back. You have all this opportunity, optimism, all of that, right? Waiting for you. It's just there's some pause here about moving forward. And then you have the Seven of Wands in your crown. All right? So this is really great because there's going to be a point this month where this card is all about valor. It's drawing a line in the sand. It's stepping up. He's at the top of the hill. All the other ones like poking at him. He's got the advantage. He's the victor. All right. So again, you may be going through little squeezy moments. Believe in yourself. You're the victor. Okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be great. A lot of this really has to do with career and work too, by the way. But the other thing is there is something here where just be open to compromise and communication with anything that may come up. It doesn't have to be career related. It can be family. It can be love, right? Remember, relationships will be tested a little bit. Remember, there's that element of wanting too much power, too much control. Let's drop that wand a little bit and communicate. That's all it is. Okay? Now, 10 of Cups, you're great. Remember, I said you got a lot of focus on home, family, love, and all that, children. That's a big thing for the next year. Look at that. You see the happy couple. You see the happy kids. There's this state of happiness that just lives in this card that's just transcendent. It's only rainbow and tarot. It's cups, all your cups. You're moving into something big. You're moving into something big and you feel it deep in your bones. And that's what's inspiring you this month. And you got the Page of Swords in your future. What did I say about that shift in perspective? The Page is fresh new energy. So you will be in some area of your life where you're going to be seeing things a new way with this enthusiasm. It can be a new job. It can be a business you started. It can be family stuff. It can be relationship stuff. But there's this enthusiasm and this, what did I say earlier? Like this, a refreshing feeling. And it's like you got to know more. You want this. I love this. I'm ready for this new journey. Let's get to, and swords in the mental suit too, right? Communication, logic, thinking, all of that. Let's get to your stuff. Scorpio, y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments, all of that. Tell me what's going on. You got a big old month. You know I love y'all. All right. Oh, what was that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you see that you oh my gosh. Okay. Let me figure this out. I don't want to. Okay. There we go. Scorpio. Yeah. You're good. I can't even. You are going to get a mic drop. You are going to get all that. I'll show you. I got 2 pairs of glasses. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, you got 3. Okay, so you got the 3 wands, right? Amazing. Go forth. Go forth. Leave, right? Leave your little village. Go see what's out there in the world. Remember, you got Jupiter and Cancer in your 9th house. That's your worldview. That's your perspective. Big shift. That's that spiritual growth, that emotional growth. Do it. That's all you want to do. You want to venture forth on this new journey. There's something new brewing in your life this month. I love this. I call this the green light card. You see, it's all sky here. Sky's the limit. You see, it's card 3. Yeah? The birth of new things. Creation, right? As you learn and grow. 3 is all about advancement, maturation, development, all that. But it starts with something new. Yeah? When I say vibration of the Empress, you got something brand new happening in your life. And very possible someone's going to open doors for you. You got the Empress, a goddess, right? This is someone this is super conscious love. This is love. This is passion. This is someone on your side. You got a lot of partnership stuff that I told you. There could be someone in your world. It could be a partnership. Can be love, career, whatever it is. This is golden, right? Remember, I said Venus is in your opposite sign anyway. You see the symbol of Venus here, right? There's a lot of Taurus energy. Venus and Taurus, your opposite sign. Partnerships, relationships, legal matters, things like that. This is abundance. Loads of it. Okay. It's also, remember, you got your 2 intimacy, romance, that kind of, activated, highly charged this month. And there is a lot of sensuality here with the Empress and sexuality, right? So, but also, I said a lot of y'all having babies, she pregnant. This is in your external factors area. So a lot of y'all are going to be having kids. Okay. Or grandkids or someone in your family. Remember, you got a lot of family stuff. This is big. This is huge. All right. Or someone you know. Anyway, you're good. You got that 6 of Wands. Yeah. This is all about rising above. That's what you're going to be doing. All right. This is everything that I said about what's happening with Mars and Mercury and everything, even with Mars moving into Virgo. But Leo, remember, you got Mars and Leo still the first half of the month in your 10th house of fame and public recognition. You see this is a procession. You see the people cheering him on, the victory, you're good. You're absolutely good. That's like a Leo card, by the way. That's why, and the world and your final outcome. So yeah, you got something big happening in June. Big. The world, the end of the major arcana. I told you, be proud of yourself, feel accomplished. You're moving into a big month. You see the dancing figure here, dancing for a reason. You reach the end of one big journey. You see the wreath here with the Ouroboros as the ribbons, the unity of all things, right? We know about what I talk about, that the snake eating its tail. And anyway, you're good. You're here too. You see the 4 fixed signs? That's you. Okay. So this is big because the wreath, by the way, references the Fool. What comes after the world, the end of the Fool, the new journey. Be very proud of yourself as you enter something incredibly brand new. And a lot of it, remember, will depend on there's something here. Just trust your intuition on what you know. Moving forward, what you know is part of your path and your higher purpose. You're going to be good. Okay, let's break it down week by week. Scorpio, first week of June. Well, the big thing for you would be the Venus sextile Jupiter, Venus moving into Taurus. You got Mercury moving into Cancer. You got a lot happening. Let's see what's going on for you for the first week of June. You got the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, very interesting. Remember, Saturn moving into Aries is a big thing for you, okay? Remember, also Saturn natively rules your 3rd house, even your 4th house, right? Rules both Capricorn and Aquarius. So keep that in mind because this is just saying, hey, I'm just going to put things in order. Remember, service is there too. A lot of self-care, a lot of self like nurturing, right? But to support others. So you're strong enough to support others. And remember, I said there's going to be a big focus on the foundations of your life. And that's what this is, the 4 of Pentacles. So it's like there's something new happening in your world and you're just putting things in order, right? Just don't let these pentacles own you. You got a lot of pentacles last week. So clearly, and then just here, there's stuff happening for you. All right. This is just making sure that everything's streamlined. Yeah. And that's it. But just stay connected with people. All right. Now, the other thing, and leave your lines of communication open. And remember, that's your physical world. So if, again, you're not here for money or wealth, things that you want stability in moving forward, like relationships and stuff. Anyway, second week, big one. Yeah. You got Jupiter moving into Cancer. You got Mars trine Chiron. You've got the full moon in Sagittarius. There's a lot happening. Let's see what's going on the second week for you, Scorpio. Two of Pentacles. All these Pentacles. Yeah. So remember what I said with that Seven of Pentacles here. The Two of Pentacles showing up. These are two Capricorn cards, by the way. Remember, Capricorn rules your third house. That's going to be a big thing. All right. Communication, the way that you're thinking, processing things, putting things in order, because it looks like there's something so new that you need a little bit of, you see him even like juggling things around. Yeah. So it just let's really put things in order at this point. And there may be some other opportunities that you're thinking about. Let's just stay focused. And that's all it is, because there's a little bit of imbalance in the Two of Pentacles and you want to bring that balance in. All right. And you're already doing that right here. So keep that in mind. It just feels very new to you too. It just feels there's something super new. Let's see, or even just an experience that may be new, but yeah, you just don't want to be, this can be a little juggling too much as well. Now, third week, yeah, we got all those squares, Mars square Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune square, Mars moves into Virgo. Third week is big. We're moving into Cancer season. Let's see what's going on for you. All right. Third week of June. There you go. There you go. You put things in order. You listen. Have you ever gotten tarot reading? Scorpio, the sun is the biggest yes. This is happening the week of the sun moving into Cancer. You still got the sun in Gemini before. That's still big for you. But anyway, the sun is optimism. It is opportunity. It's like great health. It's vitality. It's a life force. 8 billion people on this planet alive because of the sun. You even see, I talk about frequency all the time. You see the rays come out. You see the frequency coming out of the sun. High frequency. You see the wisdom child. This is your rebirth. Yeah. This is there's the banner, achievements. You see the red feather in this cap referencing the Fool. This is the new you. This is the new you. Everything working in your favor. You're feeling good. Let's go to the last week. The luckiest days that happened that week. All right. Last week of June for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Did I give you a mic drop earlier? No, I showed you my glasses. I don't know why. You're good. You made it. You listen, you put things in order. You made it. You got the sun. You got the Ten of Pentacles, the card of success, prosperity. This is the you made it card, your kingdom come, the pentacles raining from the heavens, right? In the form of the tree of life. This is just like transcending your reality. This is your physical realm in a whole other way. Having that gratitude, appreciation. You see, I said a lot of family energy. You see 3 generations of family here. You see, I said all that money stuff for you. You see that harvest still here. You see, I said home stuff for you all year. You see how big that castle is? This is true prosperity. This is legacy. You made it. You're good. Last week, that luckiest week, like you're good. By the way, this card is also attributed to Mars and Virgo. Yeah, it's a Virgo card. And, we haven't had Mars and Virgo in 2 years, right? That's your 11th house of your future hopes, which is long-term goals and dreams. You're good, Scorpio. I love y'all. Oh, gosh. Okay, Scorpio, thanks so much. If you like this reading, would be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. And second spread, we're going to go deep. We're going to take a peek at love and career and a bunch of other things. Okay, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Scorpio, y'all are amazing. And you know about next week. Okay, so next week, yeah, we'll see. All right, so Scorpio, You're, yeah, you know you're good. All right, I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week. All right, bye bye.